Hello, I'm Dr. Malloy Pendleton Whittlesticks, and this is the first episode of my luxurious podcast. And joined with me is some random hobo I found on the street.
Hello.
Say hi, random hobo.
Hello.
So, anyway, let's begin. D&D stories.
Okay. So, first of all, for a bit of a context, in this game, it's been going for, called Wastelands of Crate. We've been playing this game for about a year now, so...
Oh, it's been over a year. I think it's been a year and, 4 or 5 months?
Okay, so, yeah, over a year. And, there's only 2 players, me and one other guy. And, I have, for this entire time, have not died once, which is, shockingly due to, extreme luck, and I'm, not properly reading game mechanics, but we don't talk about that.
You're lucky we don't talk about that.
Okay, but our other player is not that lucky. He's died, 17 times? Maybe more?
Yeah. What was there? At least 4 Warforges, Paladins, Ranger. I think he's played every class.
Yeah, he's died a lot. Some of which is just extraordinarily bad luck. He just doesn't have good luck.
Like, there was that time when he was fighting the cultists of Tiamat and rolled 3 nat 1s in a row.
Yeah, so we were so in this world, there is the demon lord known as a Zuctamoy. He's trying to invade the material plane and turn everybody into fungus. Standard Zuctamoy stuff. And in a previous campaign, we played Descent to Avernus in the same world, and we released Tiamat.
Well, what's the Descent to Avernus? It was a campaign in Avernus, but, basically Descent to Avernus. I took a lot from that module because it just came out. I got for Christmas.
Okay, so to try and tie up loose ends, Tiamat started showing up, and they had this temple where they were doing a ritual to summon her to this island because she was off in the mainland, in Faerun, destroying everything over there.
Yeah.
And we're an island called a Crate, which is far away.
Yeah, it's basically like the Australia. It is incredibly small.
Okay. So we had to go in there and stop that. And we showed up there, and there were a total of 3 adult dragons. A red one, a blue one.
Just a reminder, this is 2 players, and what were you guys?
We were level
15?
15.
Yeah, 15.
So 2
So
players.
if you run the numbers on that, beyond a deadly encounter.
No, this may be absurd to you, most people, and it is, but we had some help.
Yes, I'm not a completely insane DM, despite what you and multiple police reports will say.
Yeah. So we've had a long-standing rivalry in this campaign with a cloud giant known as Lady Catelia. She is leads Zuctamoy's forces on the material plane as they have failed to summon Zuctamoy.
On multiple occasions.
Yeah, thanks to our intervention.
Yes.
And she showed up with a host of 4 of the cloud giants to stop the summoning of Tiamat.
Now, to give you context for this, the players had previously blown up her cloud castle.
That's a different story.
Yes. Just to let you know, these were her only 4 cloud giants left. Now, she still had some hill giants that listened to her because of the ordning, but these were her only 4 cloud giant forces
Basically,
left.
This Lady Catelia, this cloud giant, absolutely despised her guts among anything else in the world.
Yeah, it is utter hatred. Seething hatred.
And here we are, both in a room, with 3 adult dragons coming, both of which we both have the same goals, except we both don't like each other. So
I just want to say, as the DM of this campaign from behind the screen, I love doing this because I was so excited for this. Because to give you an idea, and everybody knew this, the dragons were a threat. The giants were a threat, because if either side went down, the giants wouldn't hesitate to smash their heads in.
at the same time, the thought of Tiamat coming to the Zero Plane doesn't sit well with me or Zuctamoy either.
Or Catelia, who's a giant, so she hates dragons and she hates devils. So, she's got both sides of the hatred spectrum.
So, we formed the most unlikely alliance, and the fight began. And our poor friend. So he's playing a paladin, a Warforged paladin at the time, and He tried to roll attack. I think he put divine smite on it too, didn't he?
Maybe. I forget.
Divine smite on it. He rolled 3 nat ones in a row. Just like
I mean, at least he wasn't making death saves.
he wasn't making death saves, but still, that's just goes to show. He's like, that just hurts. He just doesn't have good luck.
And to make that even better, that Warforged Paladin eventually died after there was a Marilith and then some Vrox that attacked them. But luckily there was a Scroll of Reincarnate. Because I only give my players Scrolls of Reincarnate because it's funny.
It is very fun.
So now he's a dwarf.
He went from... So, he's been unlucky. He gets attacked, dies. He used to be a metal man who can't eat, and now he is a creature of flesh.
Yes.
Painful transformation, I must assume.
Oh, and this is the second time this has happened. Because they own a tavern. Eventually they abandoned it. But they had a Warforged worker named Coin who was kidnapped by these cultists for information. Because another one of the workers, was a succubus the whole time.
No.
Which is also where we had an incredibly deadly encounter with the succubus and 2 shambling mounds. And you can't see this, but my co-host over here is giving me the deaths there.
Yeah. So we own a tavern. It's called the Blackhorn Tavern. We had a bunch of workers. One of them was a worker named Coin. One of them ended up being a spy, a succubus. And, the succubus came out to attack us in our tavern with 2 shambling mounds. And, we had a, in this world, it's much more, high tech, more high magic. And so, they have these things, they're like the devil vehicles.
What are they called? Infernal War Machines.
They're like infernal war machines, but instead of being run on souls, they're run on like little magical crystals or like spell slots, basically. So we had like the demon grind. We had a demon grinder, like fully weaponized, that was powering the spells. And the only reason we won that encounter with Succubus and the 2 shambling mounds is we got on our demon grinder and used the wrecking ball on the back of it to smash a hole in our own wall and kill the shambling mound.
Yeah, that was an interesting. Good idea. In game, because of all the traveling, they probably didn't return that tavern for about a year. About a year. They just left it.
Yeah, and then once that wall broke, we kind of left it for a long time.
Yeah.
After some events happened.
Yeah, including the city being taken over by Zugdemoy after she lured them far, far away with a evil little aboleth subplot.
Yeah, so at one point, Zugdemoy almost takes over the city of Hasdra, it's called. We come back, have to free the city.
Yeah, also, to give you an idea, Hasdra, that's like your, what's the name? Like, big old city.
New York City of this world.
Yeah. We got New York, more like San Diego.
Oh, cool.
Or like Los Angeles.
We free the city after doing some things.
They blew up a flying tower.
I was trying to avoid that.
Why? You blew up a flying tower and destroyed an entire city block. And the mayor that was in the flying tower.
We have a thing for explosives.
You accidentally killed the mayor.
And,
Which is a crime.
I'm sure. So, the state, because Zugdemoy isn't here, it's all being ruled through a little henchman on Lady Catilia, this Cloud Giant. Cloud Giants, they have flying castles, flying tower.
Yeah, it's like the flying castle, but just a lot smaller. It's just a single spire of it,
And
basically.
she had a flying tower in which she commanded from, float around the sky. And I guess our DM was thinking that you would go up, fly up there, go through the 4 levels, and fight through it.
Yeah. I mean, there wasn't much. I think first level had a cloud giant, a couple of awakened flying snakes, which those weren't going to be trouble. They were like level 12 at the time. Except I think the second level was just full of storage, and there might have been like a demon in there or something. I don't remember exactly. I know the third level, it was like a little science bay, basically. I think there was a cloud giant that was being driven insane, a cloud giant like witch doctor almost, and then top level it had the Lady Catilia, this cloud giant, smiling one.
Yeah.
And then I think another cloud giant, I don't know what you would call it, advisor, I guess. And then air elemental who's kind of controlling things, making sure they go all well.
Except you forgot one problem. The fact is, I am a monk. If you know anything about monks, they get an ability. They can climb along walls and ceilings for some godforsaken reason. I don't know, monks are stupid.
Because anime.
Monks are stupid. And I also happen to have a scroll, well, not a scroll, a potion of stone giants going for that.
Oh yeah, I did give you that.
That's what we did. I dropped down some rope. So I walked up to the top, and there was a window so they could see out. I put down some rope so my other companion could climb up. I drank the stone giant juice. The stone giant juice. I drank the potion of stone giant strength, and we broke the window, jumped in, and then just started beating the crap out of the control panel.
Yeah.
And after a couple of rounds of combat of the air elemental trying to save it, us getting beaten over the head by giant morning stars, we destroy the control panel, and it goes. Woo.
Now, luckily, all the creatures on there had fly, levitate, what have you.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the people in the lower levels that didn't go up were not so lucky. They killed a couple cloud giants in that. But, since at this time they hadn't destroyed the castle yet, she more or less had an infinite supply because she could always just hire more.
Yeah. So Catilia kind of flew out. But, that tower went to the ground, destroyed an entire city block of all, the wealthy nobles. And, since we didn't go through the tower, we didn't know that the mayor was in there. So, we caused some, domestic terrorism and killed the mayor of Hastra.
Is that the first time you killed an important mayor?
That's the only time we killed the mayor.
Well, you were framed for killing the original mayor.
Yes.
That was an interesting story. It was actually the succubus again, because she escaped, she went ethereal.
Yeah.
So she actually, what was it? She killed the guards, went ethereal, and actually the two guards that arrested you were actually her Cambions.
They were doppelgangers.
No, they're Cambions.
I thought they were okay.
No,
Yeah.
Cambions can alter form.
Okay.
Yeah. So they arrested her.
Yeah.
And then one of my favorite things is that, so they went to court, and they started proving their case under a Zone of Truth spell. Because obviously that's what's going to happen in court. They were like, hey, we're not lying, put us under a spell. Well, not being an idiot, the succubus had, killed a whole bunch of the jury members, replaced them with the Cambions. And so, whole bunch of Cambions, and they were weaponless. I wasn't sure how this fight was going to go. I want to say 5 of them. So I knew that this was going to be a deadly encounter. Because I know there was a couple guards, but that was a turn of distracting them.
At this time.
Now, I do know they started grabbing the guards' spears, so they had weapons.
They did.
They did. You did. You were there, right?
Yeah. Okay, we had weapons. But at the time, our good friend, he was playing other player. He was playing a cleric at the time.
Yes, which he has had many characters die.
Yeah. And at the time, he was playing this cleric. And with this cleric, he uses a really funny ability, Divine Intervention. He rolls the dice, gets a 9 on, so below a 10, below his level.
Yep.
And he banishes all of the Cambions back to the abyss.
Yeah.
Portals open up below all of them.
Yeah, I think was this guy Moradin?
He was a dwarf, so yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Moradin. So I explained that these basically fiery portals opened up and these iron chains of Moradin just pulled these Cambions down into the abyss, and you can only imagine what fate beheld these Cambions when Zuctamoi found out that they failed.
They definitely weren't killed.
Yeah.
They had worse.
Now, actually, I do want to tell a very interesting story. I think my players were level 10 or 9. And I picked them up against a Balor.
I remember this encounter.
Now, first of all, if any of you think at all of balance, you were thinking I am a complete idiot.
I mean,
as proven by the 3 adult dragons earlier. You might be right.
I mean, the thing is, there's a difference between normal balancing and your encounters. They're a bit different, but
Well, here's the thing. It's a question of, at what point do I have to warn you of this being a dangerous encounter?
Yeah.
There is no point that is too high. There is no encounter that I will ever write that makes me go, this is too much. It is the point where I have to go, do I need to make this avoidable? But anyway, so the players, I think they needed information from a wizard, because they had a wizard friend, and he had another wizard friend. So they went through his little gauntlet, which was, his lair. I think he had a little big old pool for Froghemoth.
We were looking for
He had a trap genie.
information.
Yeah, information.
About a possible way to basically make, like, the hollow spell, but for wizards. Like, only for fiends.
Yeah.
It's basically an
Oh no! Wait, I thought you were looking for the Gauntlet of Zero.
That was in an island.
Oh yeah, that was the island.
Yeah. So, our good friend, our wizard, his name is Navel. And good man, Navel Coxfellow.
Fun fact: he was originally written for just a one-shot Halloween adventure which I'd done. I think I did a Christmas and Thanksgiving one, and they were never canon. They were just little fun things to do.
But
everyone liked Navel so much, and they all really joined the party, so I guess those suddenly became canon.
Yeah. So, he basically, the Zuctimoy, she has two main commanders of her army. I believe Gatito the Cloud Giant and a Rakshasa, whose name we still don't know.
You just don't remember it. It is Emperor Pisarium.
Ah, that's his name, Emperor Pisarium. Yes. So this Rakshasa, Emperor Pisarium, burns down Navel's house to get rid of the notes about the anti-fiend thing. Mm-hmm. So we walk up to go talk to Navel. We walk up this little tower to his wizard. We find Rakshasa setting things on fire.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. We have to rescue Navel from his burning house because he was, he had him knocked down unconscious and tied up.
Yeah, because just like Rakshasas, I believe, is it up to 7th level that they're immune to?
6, I believe.
6, 7, I forget. But obviously that is a good chunk of a wizard spell list.
Spell immunity.
If I'm correct, from 9 to 7, that's only what? 6, 7 slots, I think, in total? Because obviously 8th, 7th, they're all incredibly powerful spells.
Yeah. So we do that, and once we rescue, we find out from him that we have two options here. We can go on and find the magical item known as the Gauntlet of Zero, which can help us beat up demons more effectively.
Yes.
Or we can choose to go get information on the anti-demon spellsing. We choose to go do the Gauntlet of Zero. We head out. We find an island full of devils that are stranded on the material plane.
Yeah,
we have to go through that whole thing, the whole dungeon. We eventually
it was actually really cool. That I think the devils they encountered were actually trying to build a Hellfire engine.
They were being ruled by a horn devil.
And anyway, so looking for these gauntlets, this horn devil sent, I think, a bone devil and a couple other troops, chain devils and whatnot, to search the island.
Yeah.
They never returned. No, this what's it called? This
bone devil was.
No, horn devil.
Yeah.
Horn devil was thinking, okay, they're dead. Meanwhile, the bone devil was actually basically trying to overthrow him. Now, they had one goal. It's to get back to Avernus. But here's the thing. They couldn't just kill each other. Because they were on a chunk of the plane of Avernus that was stuck in the material plane.
Yeah, in the previous campaign we played Descent to Avernus, in which parts of the material plane were pulled down into Avernus,
Yeah.
That's what happened in Descent to Avernus.
Yes. So
when that all went back to normal, this chunk of Avernus went with the material plane.
Yeah.
So, by all rules, we're technically on Avernus, and if they kill each other here, then they're dead for good.
Yeah, so they started constructing a Hellfire engine. I don't know where they had the materials for it, but fun is fun.
Yeah.
But that's not the importance of the story. The importance is actually back to this wizard lair. We just went on a complete tangent, because that's what happens in podcasts.
Yeah, so we did that first. We come back, and then we go do the wizard lair. Now, because we picked this option first, Zeki had gotten to this wizard first.
Yes.
And by that I mean they stabbed him and replaced him with that one demon.
What is it called? It's actually a really cool demon. I think it's a Merezi, I think.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah. So they went through his little gauntlet. I think he had a trapped earth elemental. I don't remember what. And I know he had a Froghemoth. And I forget. I know I had some other encounters.
A whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
So we got through this all. we find out that the wizard is Morosi, and we have to kill him.
Yes. Which I would like to note. That's just a little dungeon master lesson. Have that. Have, different things that happen depending on what the players do first.
His use of disguising friendly NPCs as different demons has given us post-traumatic stress disorder at this point.
Yeah, also I will warn you, DMs, you can only use that so many times before they make insight checks on the random guy at the tavern just trying to enjoy coffee.
Yeah, we do that now. So we go through that, and as we go to leave, we see a terrifying sight in the doorway, being a Balor and 6 Cambions.
Was it 6 of them?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I think that way we were playing in person before COVID-19.
Yeah.
So, I think actually you were on Discord, because I think you were at, what's it called? I think you were at a family member's house. Yeah. But, anyway, we were playing, and then, obviously, they saw this Balor, because we were playing in person, we had miniatures, and I had this miniature Balor, so might as well get some use out of it.
Obviously, we panic, until we realize the Balor can't fit in the front door.
Exactly, because that's the thing, because you think this is big hulking demon, it's shoot size.
It can't get in the door.
Can't get through the door.
So we kind of just sat there depressed.
Yeah. Now, would realistically, the Balor would have just taken its sword and whip and just destroyed the archway, right? Yeah. But here's the thing. My players, the whole point of the encounter was for them to notice it can't fit through the doorway. So if they ran to the other side of the hall, they could fight off the Cambions.
Yeah. So, Cambion fight was interesting, because we destroyed all of them, because we newly acquired the Gauntlet of Zero. And this is a fun magic item. It does extra damage against fiends.
Yeah.
And, also, it does punch-up abilities, which deal fire damage, but it overrides the immunity of a Cambion.
Yeah.
So these Cambions got to feel fire for the first time.
Which is probably very unpleasant.
It was not fun for them, I'm sure.
I have not been blasted by absurd amounts of fire, but I can assume that's not the funnest.
So they were also sent back to the Abyss, in which they had a fun time of Zuctamoi, I'm sure.
Yeah. Now this is a bit completely different from what we're talking about, but as you may be aware, I write rhyme videos. Oh, that rhyme guide is co-written by this.
Now.
No, here. What do you want me to do? We've been talking about a campaign no one's playing for 22 minutes. But, yeah, just go switch topics now. So this is my co-author for the rhyme videos and the whole guide itself, which I think we're going to chapter 2, because I think next week is the last video for chapter 1, so we're going to chapter 2 soon. But at the guide right now, we're at Yithrin.
Yes, we're at Yithrin.
Also, this is incredibly out of time, but there's also an OVO tactic video coming out soon, so that's also something to look forward to. Because I have videos prepared for it way into the future. Lots of fun encounters.
Yeah, we have actually about 3 rhymes going. One of which, 2 of which he is running.
Yeah.
One of which I'm a player in,
yeah.
And then the 3rd one I'm running, which you are a player in.
Yeah, because we want to play test as much as possible, because we've discovered quite a few things we need to rebalance.
Yes. So first, we have basically started with the first chapter there wasn't that much change. We didn't really add much. We kind of just had to go through and...
Like, if we really wanted to, we could add a whole bunch by, like, looking through all the towns and all that, but, yeah.
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 In the second chapter, when we had a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, we also plan to add, we're not done with them, but we plan to add a whole bunch of fun locations.
Yeah.
Churches, I think the Church of Umberlee was one of them, Intelligent Chartle and Yetis.
Currently we just have a Forest of the Frost Druids.
Yeah, Forest of the Frost Druids and a Chartle and Mine for the Duergar.
Because realistically, you're telling me that they're building a giant dragon by just going around on Icewind Dale and picking up shards of Charlton?
Yeah.
It would take them 100 years.
I don't even think there's that much Chartle in 10 towns, let's just be honest.
So we gave them a mine where they're getting most of their supply from. They're just mining it in the ground.
Those are dwarves.
And with that, we gave Zardarok some more sons. One son. We gave him an extra son and a daughter. And this daughter is the only sibling of his. Is the only not sibling. The only child of his.
His daughter's his only sibling. Dude, this is the Underdark, not Alabama.
Okay. This daughter is the only child of his that actually cares about. Because it was her name is Meryl Sunblade.
Yeah, because I think she's the second. Because if you actually check the Zordarak like background information in his like little blur in the bestiary, talks about all his dead children, his dead wives.
Yeah, so
quite an unlucky fella.
She, was the daughter of his previous wife, which he actually really loved, and then she died, and now he got really sad. So now he got really attached to his daughter. Her name is Meryl, and Meryl is an engineer. She makes stuff. She has a helmed horror companion, which she built, and she also has a lot of different contraptions or like weapons that she uses in a fight, which some of them are pretty fun.
Yeah, I think if I'm correct, she's got like a grappling hook that she can use to pull players in.
She has a flamethrower.
Yeah, she has a flamethrower that shoots a jet, I think, within 10 feet of her. I know she has a mine, which is basically a fireball spell that you can throw at people.
She's got a bomb.
Yeah, and I know she has a little claw pack.
She's a net.
Yeah, she's got a whole bunch of fun little devices.
A very scary stat block to be fighting against. And she is running these mines.
Yeah.
And when we were...
Because I think Zordarak's 2 other sons are in 10 towns, and then Ulfoon we brought back from the dead to be a Duergar Hammerer, but we'll talk about that in the Sunblight guide in like months.
Yeah.
That's not anywhere on the table anytime soon.
So when the riot game that I was running, when they decided to they found out about these mines, and they went in there to go investigate them and shut them down and all that stuff. They kind of just walk in the front door, which, to be fair, there was only one entrance to this mine, the front door.
Well, because most of it was like underground to an elevator.
What I mean is, normally when you try and do some stealthing first to explore it a bit, but no, they didn't.
Yeah, no, I will completely admit we were complete idiots in this situation. Thinking that we were stronger than everyone in the world.
Yeah. You basically murdered the Duergar that were guarding the front door. You walked in. You left some Duergar alive, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because I think we annoyed some Chartlan Duergar that was sick from it, and I think we missed some Mine Masters.
Yeah, so basically they find the elevator because there's 3 levels of this thing. There's the top level, which is where all the barracks and stuff are. And the bottom level,
it's incredibly small. I think it's like 5 rooms.
The bottom level is where all the activity happens. So basically, there is still a good chunk of Duergar left in the top area that they have not explored yet, which is going to be important. So they go down this elevator, and this elevator leads to this giant open room where most of the Duergar are hanging out. And what did you decide to do once you encountered all of these Duergar, a large number of them hanging out in the room?
Was it fireball?
It was a fireball.
Yeah, it was fireball.
You just fireballed them, which is not quiet, might I add.
It's also fireball.
And attracted the attention of literally everybody.
I made XP level 3 proud.
Yes, you did.
Actually, I'm pretty sure he hates that joke, so maybe I didn't.
Yeah, he created it.
Yeah, I think even by the last video, just I'm tired of it. But this is a side tangent. Speaking of that, for some reason, XP level 3, you're watching this. If you want to collab with a channel that's significantly smaller, I'm always happy to do it.
So, yeah.
Significantly smaller. I got, what?
28.
Yeah, 28.
So,
I mean, speaking of that, I am happy for all 28 of you.
Yeah.
You're my bestest friends. If you need a kidney, I'm happy to offer it.
Do you have 28 kidneys?
What?
Do you have 28 kidneys to give?
Well, I never said I had to do my kidneys.
Okay. Okay. We'll leave it at that. So...
Believe me, we're in better legal standing if I leave it at that.
Yeah. So, here you have 1 cleric and 1 paladin. You were playing a cleric.
Yeah.
And then...
Well, if I was playing a cleric, I don't think it was fireball.
It was an eerie effect spell of some sorts.
Maybe, was it Thunderwave, maybe?
It may have been Thunderword.
Yeah, I think it was Thunderwave, because I was playing a Tempest Cleric.
Yeah, you were Tempest Cleric, and then you had a paladin in the party. So here you have this cleric and this paladin, who have now alerted every Duergar and their mom in the entire fortress. Yeah, and they're all looking at you very angrily. So I was not expecting this, so I have to go scramble through the book, giving a count of every Duergar in here, and any other creature that.
Yeah, actually, I will say this. In the original, like, some older D&D modules, they had, like, the roster things, which is just a small section of all the monsters in, like, a place.
Can we have that?
Super handy.
Can we have that back?
Yeah, like, I think it's in, I know it's in Storm King's Thunder.
Yeah.
I know that.
I just
Like,
started stalling for time.
and I think it's in, Tomb of Annihilation, too.
Yeah. I just started stalling for time, so I had to flip through the book, counting up every creature and writing it down the initiative, along with the things you put under a document.
Yeah, we had quite a lot of fun.
Yeah. So, I think there was about 50-something Duergar.
Yeah.
A lot. Not including extra, like, other, like, Mind Masters and stuff like that.
Yeah. Or even, the boss, Meryl.
Meryl.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't go well for them, especially when Meryl showed up. They, started dying relatively quickly. Because Duergar are actually pretty powerful.
And to say, like, a lot of people like, this monster's, you know, like, the wrong challenging Duergar. They're really good.
Yeah. So, they try to flee, you know, logically. Except for the one issue of that, they flee up, and now they're met with a host of 10 or 12 more Duergar. There's 12. Because there's 12 more Duergar up there, along with the Mind Masters you can kill.
Yep.
And that's where the problem comes, because they're blocking the exit. So as they're so they start having to fight through these doors if possible. And during that time, Meryl and her Helmed Horde, they go up the elevator.
Because it's an elevator, they can call it up and down.
Yeah. So the Helm Horde went up.
I think we ended up pushing that off the no, that was Meryl we pushed down the elevator.
Yeah, so they went up. You started, Meryl didn't have, and it wasn't her turn, so she couldn't get off the elevator.
Yeah.
But the Helm Horde could, started attacking. Pretty scary, because it has a great sword. So
Yeah.
pretty spooky for you guys.
I think that was on one of our turns. One of us, like, hit the elevator to go down and just
Yeah.
brought Meryl back
No,
down.
you didn't do that, you broke the chain.
Oh, yeah, we broke the chain so she couldn't even come back
So it was
up.
your turn, and they shot the elevator chain, and they broke it. Meryl fell, wasn't very happy.
Yeah.
And then the Helmed Horde pushed you down the elevator.
Yes. So now I fell down the elevator. I'm now met with this angry dwarf who I just pushed down the elevator.
What's happening now is, this isn't a very constructive elevator. It's basically it's like a platform,
With, like, some chain, like, basically just some, like, bars around it. Like a
Bars.
little, like, jail cell.
but it does have a ceiling.
Yeah, it does have a ceiling.
So, you are now on top of the elevator,
Yes.
and below you is Meryl. Which is a very interesting situation that you're having. So what happens is it's like Meryl just ends up like, cause they have a little hatch, so you can like go up to the top of the elevator to fix it if you need to.
Mm-hmm.
So she just kind of peeks up in the hatch and just sticks her flamethrower in it,
Yeah.
and it just goes boom.
Yeah.
You didn't actually die from it.
No. I think I died, what, I think I died from an area of effects while I cast on myself.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But so now you're down there stuck in the elevator shaft because you can't get back up. Meanwhile, our other planet is surrounded by 10 Duergar and a very angry Helm Horde.
Yeah, let's just say the story ended in a TPK.
Yeah, it did.
But what didn't end in a TPK was actually our fight against Zordarak, which went pretty well, actually. Because I was playing a Warlock. I forget what Warlock, but I knew I had two main invocations.
Yeah.
I had I think, was it Alter or Disguise Self at will? One of the two.
I think it was one of them. So
One illusion disguise spell.
now we have a.
And I had the one, I don't remember what it's called, but Eldritch Blast can send your target flying 10 feet.
That's gonna be important.
Yeah.
So now you have you.
And we had a druid
And our
who
other
could
player.
disguise himself as a cave bear.
Yeah.
Now, I disguised myself as Nildar Sunblight.
Now
If you watched our guide, you would know that we switched out his ogre zombie for a cave bear.
so you see where this is going. So they they go through the whole like Sunblade. They meet Moosgard. They team up with her to launch an assault to kill Zardarak because Moosgard and our guy is not a fan of Zardarak and wants to get him out of the picture.
Yeah, she's a rival Duergar faction.
Yeah.
I'll be explaining that in the Sunblight video.
Yes.
That whenever that comes out.
Yeah. So they storm down there. One disguises Nildar, the other disguises the cave bear. They walk up. Zardaroth is giving a speech standing on a platform. And to note, there is a little, like, channel, a 5-foot channel of lava 10 feet away from him.
So I get up close,
First
disguised as.
off, Zardaroth sees you and is like, Nildar, where have you been? And you said, like, you were in jail, you know? You were in jail for a bit.
Because actually, that is... So, this is a funny story. Different campaign. My group captured Nildar and sent him to jail, obviously, quickly. He busted out. And he actually took Speaker Trovis, the drunk dragonborn you might know if you read the module. Locked him up in Sunblight. That was fun.
So, he's like... So then, you give him, Zardaroth the excuse you were in jail. Zardaroth points out the fact that you're a Duergar. And you're just like, you know, you gave him some excuse.
Yeah.
Zardaroth...
I think the excuse was just I'm an idiot.
And then Zardaroth's amazing response is he gets a sigh and says, looks at Meryl, who is standing right next to him at this time, and says, that's why you're the favorite.
Well, anyway, as a return, which this is just one of my favorite things to do as DM, is just you roll a high number, then you just turn the mask. Does a 35 hit? But anyway, I did that with the Eldritch Blast. And I remember I missed the first one. The first one just flew by Zordarak, but obviously I have two.
You too.
So I flung another one, it hit. And remember, I think, is it a save? Or I think it just sends you back 10 feet.
I think if you hit, there's a
Yeah,
save.
yeah, I think it's just a hit.
Yeah.
So he was sent into the lava. If I'm correct, I believe he was not killed by the Eldritch Blast or the lava. I think our druid finished him off.
Yeah, but he had like 2 health left after being thrown into lava.
Yeah.
I had to look up how much damage lava does. It was a lot.
Oh yeah. The lava's dangerous.
And we made a very nice improved stat block for Zardaroth because his stat block in the book is kind of bad.
Yeah.
He has like a D4 gauntlet, but he's a Duergar.
Yeah, and I think you're supposed to be Eldritch Blasting, but Duergar are not ranged opponents.
No.
So I will be talking about that in either a Sunblight video or just a Zordax Tactics video. It depends how long it will be.
Yeah. So I was just all excited to test out this new stat block, and then they kill him in a single round, which I put a damper on my mood at the time.
I mean, yeah, you're the DM. You let it happen. It's a fun moment. It's more memorable than fighting him.
It was. And he instantly died, and then and then a whole war broke loose in Sunblight because in our guide, about half the Duergar have sworn allegiance to Moosgard.
I don't think that's our guy. I think it's the module.
Or in the module. Yeah. So basically, basically all the Duergars are fighting because half of them are from Team Moosgard and half of them are Team Zardaroth. So now there's a giant Duergar civil war happening. We got Meryl, who's seeing what just happened, is going to, get the hell out of there. And the Charlotte and Dragon, which, before Meryl tries and dips out of there, she, launches the dragon. She, manually launches the dragon. And now we have 2 players fighting a Charlotte and Dragon. Which was actually a pretty tough fight. I think our druid, he almost died because he, for some reason, decided to go into melee with a dragon.
Yeah.
Not sure why he decided to do that. Wasn't a good plan on his part. And you kind of just stayed in the back and were blasting me, but you almost died too as well, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, it was a dangerous encounter. I'll say that much.
So yeah, you did almost die to the dragon, but in the end, you do defeat the dragon.
Yeah, we did defeat him.
You defeat the dragon, not a single town harmed. And I think, in the book, I think, almost all of them are guaranteed to burn, except for, Bryn Chandler's Maker Stand.
Well, that depends if you can find the flight path, but since in the book the dragon just launches from the beginning, you're not going to find the flight path until way too late.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of that, in the book, this is just a small thing that you should know, is that keep the dragon inside the lair, give it 6 hours to launch, so that when the players enter, they can take a short rest. But they can't take a long one.
Yeah. So they have about 6 hours before the dragon launches, because in our little guy, if you force Zardaroth to launch it beforehand, then the dragon is unfinished, and you're just fighting the normal dragon.
Yeah, I think if you let it go, I think it gets 50 extra hit points and plus 2 armor class.
Yeah, it gets 50 plus. If you let it go all 6 hours, +5 to its A. No, +2 to its AC.
Jeez, +5, dude. We want them to be. We want it to be a tough fight, not impossible.
It's +2 to its AC and plus 50 health, which definitely not fun to deal with at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how fighting. That's how Sunblight went. And now they are actually about to enter the Caves of Hunger.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting experience.
Because they went through Oriole's Island pretty quickly. Took 2 sessions. They got there.
Yeah, Oriole's Island, I think, isn't even that long of a chapter.
No, it's not. Like they went there. They did the 3 trials, the first 3 very quickly, as they were just like, first one you just have to like kill some people. And then the other 2 is just make a bunch of checks over and over again.
Yeah.
But the 4th one is where an interesting situation.
Oh yeah, we're telling this story now.
So one note is with them they had the wizard companion of Dazan.
Yeah, we freed him from the what's it called, magic, the
You made him into a
simulacrum.
Yeah. So Dazan is with you. He's your companion. And if you don't know, the 4th one involves you have to protect a child from the supposed king of the wolf tribe. Though he's not really the king, but nobody challenges him. This guy is.
I think they make him the king, Brian.
No, he has no official claim to the throne. He's just so powerful that nobody can challenge him.
He's basically the king.
He's the unofficial king. Leave it at that.
Okay.
So this has a fun stat block. He's really strong. He carries a sickle, which isn't that good. It's only a D4. He has 3 attacks, and he has an ability where his attacks deal an extra 2d12 when it has no allies within 10 feet of him. So this dude is literally meant to fight solo. So if you're counting, if it's all 3 attacks, that's 3d4 plus 6d12. Which is not fun. And on top of that, he has Indomitable, so he can reroll saves. And he has Blood Frenzy, so he has advantage on anything that's not at its full hit points. Terrifying.
Yeah.
So our druid, he goes out to go scout, Meanwhile, you and Dazan and the child are staying in the chieftain's tent.
Yeah.
The druid, he sees this dude and goes to engage him. And finds out pretty quickly that this guy is not fun. And he's fighting this guy himself. So he's like, hey, so our druid friend asks her, hey, can you like come out and help me? And you said no.
Oh, okay, no. You were like, hey, do you want to help him? I was just like, wait, that's an option? I can just not help him? Yeah. I'll just let that happen.
I asked you, do you want to join this fight? And then you said, I want to see how this plays out. And didn't.
Here's the thing. We're running the campaigns at the same time. We try and keep metagame knowledge out of it.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. My players failed the first trial. So I didn't even know about the stat block. I didn't have to read it. They failed the first trial. Yeah. They had to fight a Frostshine Everlasting one.
Yeah. So, and because, Dazan, he's an NPC. He just got to make decisions. Idiot. He kind of stays back. He's like, hey, you want to go help me? And you're like, no. So, Rurid is all fighting this guy by himself.
I mean, I have to say he did a pretty good job, though, on doing that.
He did. He got him down to, like, 3/4 health.
Yep.
And, later in the fight, he gets joined by, like, 6 vultures, which literally make this guy weaker, because he does more damage by himself.
Yeah. So that was how I almost TPK'd the whole party.
Yeah, I asked quite a few more times, would you like to join the fray? And the answer was always no.
Okay, so here's another story I want to tell. This is not from Rhyme. This is from Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Which, first of all, we have plenty of stories, from Floaty the Flumph to the story I'm telling you now. The Battle of the Bahir.
Ah, this is a good one.
This is a fight where I'm still not certain if I played the rules correctly. But anyway, it was level 11, the Troglodyte Wardens. This level has a magical, legendary action using Bahir.
Which Halaster, the little dude, as a funny prank, decided to give spellcasting. Because why not?
As legendary actions. I think it had Misty Step.
Color Spray.
Color Spray, the blind people. sleep, and I want to say that's it.
So it didn't have any attacking spells, thank goodness, but those are still some pretty good spells.
So I mean, also, if you read a Behir stat block, you would know it doesn't need attacking spells.
Yeah.
You know, this Behir has plenty of stuff to use, from its lightning breath to swallowing.
So, you're playing the DM, and I am playing a druid of the what's the new one?
Wildfire.
Wildfire druid. And then what was he playing? The other guy.
I forget. Because I know you guys were playing the Wildfire one, because didn't you just TPK in Muriel's Gauntlet?
Yeah, we TPK'd in Muriel's
Because,
Gauntlet.
what was it, you got into a fight with all the Drow Priestess and the House Captain
We
and all
tried
that.
to kill the Drow Priestess with the Disintegrate spell and I missed. So,
Yeah. Just, I mean, you gotta be careful. Drow Priestesses are strong.
yeah, but that would have instantly killed it.
I think, what do they have, 74 health?
It would have gotten very close if I instantly killed it. It could have.
Yeah.
So, we're fighting this Behir,
Gee, I'm looking up the module. I want to see what cells it has.
This Behir. The only reason we won this fight.
Okay, here we go. Color Stray, Sleep, Invisibility. That's the one I was forgetting. Invisibility.
Oh my god, why?
So obviously, first of all, Invisibility. Then gets a surprise round. Which, what do you think it's going to do? It's going to surprise breath attack. Surprise breath attack, disadvantage on the dex saves. So first of all, boom, big blast of damage. And obviously, it's up close now, so... I think the Behir went first, right?
The Behir went first.
Behir went first, spent its turn, constricted, tried to eat a player. And the fight was going, and it was a tough one.
It was a really... Both of us went down.
Yes.
Now, we survived because Wildfire Druids, they can summon a Wildfire Spirit. I had the ability to summon a little, fire fox. Not the web browser, but I'm a little,
Yeah,
fire
little web browser. You're gonna beat him up with Internet Explorer. I'm just kidding, that would go last initiative. That's a slow joke for you slow people out there.
Yeah, but, it has some health, and it only does a d6 of damage, so not that great.
Not much.
But, when I die, it stays behind for, the next hour, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's not concentration.
Yeah.
Meaning that just because he goes out conscious, it technically sticks around.
Yeah, because it goes away when I die. And I didn't die, I was unconscious.
Yes.
If I died in death saves, then it would be gone.
Yeah.
But it was still around.
Because I think you succeeded your death saves, and obviously this Behir was busy fighting with the fox before it went to feast on its body.
Now, we found out that when your boat went down, the Behir had 10 health left.
10 health.
10. Never. So, I don't even think it could have done that much damage. Actually, it could have, but I didn't really know how it worked. I could have gone up and did a death burst thing. I could have killed it, but I didn't do that. Instead, I just had an attack with its fire, which did 8 damage. Didn't kill it. It had a turn. The fox had 2 health left.
Did it have 2 health or did it miss? I think it may have hit.
It hit, but it almost died. It was the most nerve-wracking thing ever because both here and my fox were both extremely low.
Yep, and I think Fox went first initiative, rolled the hit,
Dead.
hit that Behir right there. And I mean, technically, what should have happened is that some trolls should have came in and eat the corpses, but I gave them the time to recover.
Yeah, because that was actually a very intense fight.
I will have to say, I mean, I'm planning to talk about this fight in a whole different video, but probably second most intense fight.
So far in the dungeon?
I mean, Dungeon of the Mad Mage, I don't know. I mean, there's been some pretty tense ones. I mean, for counting ones that you've actually died, I think the Naga and the Mages and all that was probably...
Yeah, the Naga and the Mage was a very bad one.
Yeah, that was a dangerous one.
Like, we were both playing Paladins at that time.
Yeah, double Paladin party. It's as fun as it sounds.
It was for us.
Yeah, it was for you.
Not for you to deal with.
Yeah, whatever. It's Dungeon of the Mad Mage. I gotta throw enough random crap at you.
Yeah. Dungeon of the Mad Mage is a weird module. Because I wouldn't consider it a module. As much, it's a great dungeon. It's not a great module.
Honestly, if you really want to play Dungeon of the Mad Mage, just pool levels of the dungeon and slap them into your own game.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to run it.
Or if you really want to run the whole thing, there's an amazing DM's Guild companion by Wyatt something. I forget exactly his name. I might put a link to it in the description if I remember. If I forget, tell me in the comments, and I'll put it in the comments.
Yeah.
And then pin you for calling me an idiot. But, anyway. So, it does a really good job of pulling it all together. Obviously, I'm working on my own guide, I will say. My guide, even I will admit, will in no way be as good as his. Because I read it, I mean, I'm trying not to take his own ideas. But, if you really want to run it, get that. I think it's, 4 or 5 of them, because he goes through a couple levels in each thing. Yeah. Amazing companion for them. He's done the same thing with Icewind Dale, but I haven't read it, so use ours, because we're obviously better than that guy.
Yes.
But, is there anything else you want to talk about?
I don't know, what is your favorite? You said your favorite module. Yeah, your favorite.
Okay, favorite module. Dungeon the Mad Mage. Best module, Curse of Strahd.
Yes. Everybody has that opinion.
I don't think everyone has the opinion that Dungeon the Mad Mage is the best module.
Everyone has the opinion that Curse of Strahd is the best module, for the most part.
I mean, I would say that, main reason Mad Mage is my favorite is just because, first campaign book I ever got has some memories attached to it.
I mean, it's a great dungeon, but to be honest, just, if you run the whole thing, like how we do it, because we're running it for, like, your
guide.
Playtest guide, we just do, like, marathon-long sessions of it.
Yeah.
We call it Mad to Midnight, and then we just don't touch it for a month.
Yeah, we usually do it whenever you get, like, a break from school.
Playing Mad Mage over a long time just drains you.
I think it could work, but if you want to do it, and this is my tip, have, like, Candlekeep Mysteries with you, and, like, whenever the party seems to get bored, play Candlekeep Mysteries one-shot, or play, like, a Ghost of Saltmarsh one-shot, or something. Just something to give them a break. You know, because there's different levels, like, I would say, like, Willow Woods is a really nice break level, where it feels nothing like Dungeon the Mad Mage.
Dwemercore, it's a fun one.
Dwemercore, I will say, if you want to take any level out of that thing and just drop into your own campaign, take Dwemercore. Best level by far, bar none.
We were spending a lot of time, especially since I was playing.
Oh yeah, like usually, like if we assume, we also try and streamline combat as quickly as possible for most things, because obviously, you know, we figure out, okay, it's pretty obvious which combat will kill you, but except for like really fun ones like the Behir, we try and streamline it as quickly as possible. So
in Dwemercore, we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, Dwemercore. So to give you an idea, you usually spent, what, 2 hours per level?
We spent over, like, 2 sessions in Dwemercore.
Yeah, we spent, like, 2 sessions worth in Dwemercore. Because there's so many fun NPCs, so much to do.
I was a wizard.
Yeah.
And he was an arcane trickster rogue. So he was, like, bootleg wizard.
Yeah, so, I mean, there was a lot of fun stuff to do. There was, the Halaster who was there. There was, your favorite NPC, Scarina Shadowdusk.
Yeah, we've met Scarina Shadowdusk. We've both agreed that we are going to murder her, because people like that need to die.
You know, there's some person out there who, I mean, for some reason, is still listening to us 50 minutes in.
Yeah.
But also has no clue who Scarina Shadowdusk is. Which, if you don't know, imagine the most stereotypical popular mean girl you can imagine and amplify that by 15.
Who is also constantly points at the fact that her dad is rich at that point, too.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have...
Because I am Scarina Shadowdusk, and I'm just so much better.
And the problem is, they kind of weren't, because they had a shield guardian and, like...
A Grell.
A Grell. So,
which,
like,
I've played the Grell. Even the Grell is well aware that she's a horrible person.
So, like, I can't just, like, smite her, because then there's a shield guardian there losing. I'm, like, kind of just sad.
Yeah.
We did that.
Oh yeah, right now we're on the obstacle course, which that's a whole.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah. So on level 13, there's is it? No, it's 14. 14. There's these fire giants. Anyway,
we died there twice.
Well, first of all, yeah, they died there twice, but because fire giants are deadly, trust me. But anyway, there was this hobgoblin that had like this flump translator for some reason.
Yeah.
So the players killed this hobgoblin warlord basically instantly because they got a surprise round. I think he was a rogue, right? Yeah, he was a rogue.
No, he was a druid, and I was a bard. We're still playing those same characters.
Oh yeah, then how did he get so much damage off? I forget what he did. Some weird combo.
Druids are absurd. That's the answer.
There you go. Druids are absurd. They knocked him out, and then they befriended the Flump, which I don't think had a name in the module. So I was just like, I don't know, he's Floaty, because that's just the nickname the hobgoblin gave him because he doesn't care.
So we love Floaty at first.
You loved him at first.
Amazing. Until we get to the obstacle course.
Now, the obstacle course has teleportation traps, which teleport you all over the place.
Now, the thing about Floaty, he's a fluff. He floats. He's not affected by any of these godforsaken traps on the floor. Not by the pit trap, not the teleportation traps.
There's the pit trap, which, if I'm correct, it dropped you exactly, like, I think, 30 feet down, and then there was a fireball, so basically only anyone in the pit gets blown up.
I nearly died there.
No, you nearly died on the second, like, 8th level fireball with avoiding on that magical bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a whole bunch of other stuff. There was a death time on that level. There was the ice devil that you guys summoned. There was that... What?
A death tyrant?
Yeah, you know this.
Oh yeah, we never met him.
So you haven't met him, but you've seen his lair actions. I think you got the Undermountain secret that told you about it.
We're still on that level.
There was that rolling dragon that crushed Dominic.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah, so on that level, we got teleported around. And Floaty, what did he say? He said something. I think it was the Halaster voice that yelled teleporting, but like obviously was just to disappear. I think Floaty was like, hey, I think your friend exploded. And then that just made us angry. Because this little nerd is floating around while we're getting teleported all over the place, falling in holes, just getting teleported all over the place, getting separated.
Falling for all types of the evil traps that Halaster set up.
We've decided two things on the level. One, because our characters are currently separate. Once we reunite, we're going to kill Floaty. And then
they don't even know what Floaty is, by the way, because they both teleported away.
And then we've decided that we're going to kill Halaster.
Yep.
Because what he has done is bad. Originally, we liked him. Like, yeah, well, that's cool. But then we're like, halfway through the level, we were like, maybe we should kill Halaster.
Yep. Well, do you have any closing remarks?
No, I don't.
What's Dungeon Master tip number 1?
I'm not a DM. No, it's not.
I'm a DM. Dungeon Master tip number 1. Just because your player's character dies doesn't mean you have to kill the actual player. You know, I probably should have written out a DM tip before this. This is just completely improv.
I don't know. Don't be afraid to kill characters.
Actually, that is really good advice. I think I have a video about that
don't
coming out.
Try and kill characters, but don't be afraid if it happens.
Yeah,
is what I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think character type is a part of the game. It sucks when you get really attached to your characters, and it's like,
but that's what you're an adventurer. It's a tough job.
But that's kind of also it's fun job. Like,
yeah. Well, do you want to link any socials in the description?
Okay, I think we're going to close it off here.
Yeah, goodbye everyone. Hobo, get your sandwich and get out. Anyway, if you enjoyed this podcast and have somehow watched us for not watched us, listen to us. It's a podcast. Probably staring at a blank screen or a picture of my office right now. But if you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe, and feel free to tell us to never make a podcast again. Goodbye.